What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. Today, I wanted to talk about the temptation of statues, because it is extremely real and honestly almost scary at sometimes. I threw Black Adam here because I wanted to enjoy him top shelf for a month, since it's going to take Darkseid a month to ship. It's being shipped C, so I was like, you know what the heck? Let's just see how this looks. Of course, it looks amazing. So we went ahead through Darkseid here. I'm trying a few other things as well. As you know, I sold J&D Wonder Woman. However, there's a however, and this is where temptation comes in. I have the opportunity to buy her again, cheaper than what I sold. So I would have made money in the process. Get her brand new. However, there's only one place she could work. It's not the most ideal, but it would work. Let me show you. So first off, this is how this would look. The reason we do this, for many reasons. Hear me out. First, every statue in the DC top shelf will scale perfectly. There will not be anything that is underscaled. If you look at the head size, which is how I really compare scaling, the head size is, the same size for Batman to Harley to Joker to Aquaman and so forth. When you do J&D Mera there, it is a noticeable, probably 15 to 20% smaller. Not only on the head size, but the overall body and statue. It's noticeably smaller. Yes, it looks amazing. However, best not to have any prime ones near it, because that scaling does drive me crazy. It grinds my gears. My whole J&D setup here with all three worked good. However, we're getting Darkseid best. And I did not like having Aquaman in this display. It made it very cluttered. And I feel like for these big ones, they do need space to breathe. And I like how it looks right now. So we have a few different options, and this is where temptation comes in. So I can do this, and this works good for many reasons. One, I think this on each side of the Harley Quinn bust works good. Joker next to Mera works good because they were in the Nightmare scene together. They teamed up, and then of course this works. It's just a Aquaman Mera display, and then this transitions into the remaining of the Justice League behind, them. And of course, the only one blocked is Aquaman, who's right there. And then you get Darkseid bust here. I feel like it works. It flows good. It scales good. I like it. Of course, I liked my previous display, but I feel like this flows a little bit better. The only area that doesn't flow truly as good is the fact it doesn't truly alternate bust statue, bust statue, bust statue. However, it sort of does, but not matching statue to bust. The fact having Joker there. But, I think that also looks really good right there. Batman, Harley, Joker. I think that looks sick. So, this is what I was kind of thinking. I always liked that Mera next to that Aquaman, because that Aquaman is like a shorter overall statue where his head size is. His head's, not quite as big because I did the water portrait, so it's not as flowing. So it kind of scales decent with Mera. Plus, Aquaman's obviously much bigger than Amber Heard, So I feel like that looks good. And then, obviously we have Deadshot there. But if I was to just sell that Deadshot, we could totally just put J&D Wonder Woman there. And then you got all four of the J&Ds together. And that would work. Right now this does work as well. However, J&D Wonder Woman obviously would look phenomenal there and give me that reason to get her back and have a split spot for her. Now they are down low, which is not ideal. However, for the most part, keep in mind I am sitting in this chair when viewing statues. If I want to get up close and personal, I simply scoot this along, and then that is my view. It's like perfect angles. And it like kind of transitions into this display, which will have, of course, Black Adam here. But it's the only way I think J&D Wonder Woman could work in the display. So it's very, very tempting to just buy her again instantly right now and have her in 2 days. Because I really do love that statue. I think it's the single most detailed human statue I've ever seen. It's phenomenal. I love Gal Gadot Wonder Woman. I do like this Deadshot. I think it's a great statue. It's very, it's a unique character. I like Will Smith. It's a nice base. 3 heads. It's a great piece. It's obviously different than Wonder Woman. But this statue does look really cool, and I do really like it. I think it's a badass statue, and I do like the character from a good movie. So this, also works. The biggest reason I'm not instantly pulling that trigger on the Wonder Woman is the fact it's still a lot of money. and money is more scarce than it used to be, folks. So, that's one big reason. But I still hate the idea of not having her. Just because I love Wonder Woman so much. She was the best J&D. I've also thought, should we sell just, get rid of J&D Harley? If we did, we have an empty spot in the display, which I don't like. So that is kind of a, annoyance. So it's definitely temptation, I will say. Like, often with me, when I'm really tempted on a statue, I'll do anything in my power to get it. I'll sell what I have to. I'll, do what I can to get that piece. But of course, I do want Wonder Woman back. I love her. She's phenomenal. These J&Ds are incredible. Although I'm still like, God, so much money. Here's the other thing that crossed my mind. I'm like, dude, if I'm going to be spending that much money again after I just sold it, you might as well just get Berserker Predator. That thing will probably ship in a few months. What's kind of funny? So I know you guys are always against putting statues mid-room because it kind of like, clutters the room, it blocks things. I mean, at the end of the day, when you want to look at a statue, you go right in front of it. But when my brother, Shark Fat, came over, he asked me, he's like, dude, why is there no statue in the middle of the room? I'm like, well, it kind of clutters the room, and I'm trying to, when I sit down on my couch, I want to be able to see everything. He's like, oh, who cares, dude? It was awesome having a statue there. 360-degree views. It looked great. You need to put one back. So he actually liked it. He's like, you need to put something there. So I was like, huh. I mean, if I'm going to put something mid-room, we're just going to go all out. It would be Prime 1 Jungle Hunter Predator next to that Deep State Predator bust, the 52-inch one, just go all out. And then right behind it, throw Berserker Predator and Wolf Predator and say, boom, done. We have a little Prime 1 Predator line with another Jungle Hunter Predator. And if Deep State also makes a Wolf bust, we'll sell Cool Props, get Wolf bust. So, this is like, man, that is really tempting. Just because when I do look at Berserker Predator, and I also compare it to J&D Wonder Woman, because, they're somewhat similar priced, Berserker is more. I think Berserker Predator is overall way better statue. It has a 10 times cooler base. He's cooler looking than her. The big factor she has on top of him is the sex appeal, obviously, her being a very attractive female. That's the big advantage. She has a beautiful face where he has like a scary, creepy face. And she has her beautiful armored, like elegant looking. And then he has, just crazy like scales, almost like, just alien looking, huge. So it's definitely tempting, folks. I will not deny it. I'm like, man, I wish I could have it all, but you can't. You can't be a spoiled little brat, which is what my wife always calls me. She says I'm so spoiled, which is true for sure. I mean, otherwise I'd probably have statues limited to one room, but I got to say the temptation is very, very real. And it definitely is on top of mind. I think about it a lot. And sometimes when I have that temptation, not even just statue related, but in general, when I'm tempted with something, I can't stop thinking about it until I fulfill it. When I get like a craving for a food, a temptation for a food, I won't stop thinking about it until I just get that food. So I got to get it. I was craving this particular burger in Utah called Crown Burger. I love their pastrami burgers. It was featured on Diners, Dives, and Drives. And I just kept thinking about it for weeks. I could not get it off my mind until I finally got it. And I finally fulfilled that craving. I hope all of you out there are not like me. I think that reason of temptation, having that need to fulfill it, is one of the biggest reasons I've acquired such a massive amount of statues. Like a ridiculous amount of statues. Eventually, I do want to get the Jungle Hunter out of this room. I mean, as a standalone, yes, it works, but, if we want to expand Lord of the Rings, we'll need that space. We don't technically have to expand Lord of the Rings. We could just keep it at Sauron bust, Witch King bust, Gandalf Ultimate, call it a day. You don't have to get anything else beyond that. That was kind of my plan. But then Prime 1 dropped that cave troll bomb on us, and I was like, oh, F me. Because that's something I've been, dreaming of them to make, asking, dude, a cave troll with a bunch of orcs would be the coolest thing. And sometimes when I think about it, I'm like, man, that could be potentially one of the best statues ever made. And it's not going to top my secret project, but it's basically the Shockwave of Lord of the Rings with 2 orcs. So cool. And I always think in terms of each room, I want like a shockwave in each room, like a mega huge grail. This one we really have two. And then we want a Thanos bust in each room, which will be Sauron bust. I mean, right now, Optimus is kind of fulfilling that role until Sauron joins. I do consider him like a shockwave of the Predator statues. You know, and always, you know, this is in essence the shockwave of Jurassic. In here, the closest thing I got right now is Goro. You know, he's the shockwave of this room. And I mean, Kratos bust will be bigger than this, so he'll be the Thanos bust of this room, Kratos bust. I'm supposedly supposed to be getting final photos tomorrow, which is today for you. Although my guy keeps saying that. He's like, tomorrow. So it's like, dude, just stick with a date and give it to me. In this room, I really consider two statues to be the shockwaves of this room. Wonder Woman on horse and Hulk, and obviously Hulk. Hulk Buster. Goodness, Jupiter. You know, so... Yeah, and then obviously we have the Thanos bust. Every other bust in this room is phenomenal, of course. But if we're talking just big, Aquaman bust is the biggest. The next one that has the most presence and is just crazy. Although I would say he's probably my second favorite within this room. Well, Wonder Woman and him. See, the crazy thing is in this room, I mean, I have so many huge, big pieces, but none of them are like shockwave big in this room. You know, the closest thing to a Thanos bust in this room is really Predator and Alien. Of course, you have the life size, which I guess it counts for it. But anyways, folks, I am super tempted to just buy J&D Wonder Woman back. I'm super tempted to get Berserker Predator and just say, screw it, throw them right there. They'd still look badass. And if I want to view any of these statues or any of those statues, I simply walk over here and I can look at it. But it also, to me, is just like, A, a lot of money. B, I don't have the box space. C, it will definitely clutter the room. You know, and we shouldn't do it. I'm trying to resist. But the temptation's definitely real, I will say. So... You know, it's definitely very tempting to just buy back that J&D Wonder Woman, but I'm thinking, man, that money right there could just buy Berserker Predator. I really shouldn't spend that money anyways. I should save it for other things. But it's definitely very tempting. So, even if I did buy J&D Wonder Woman, I'm not going to do it in their unboxing review. You guys would just randomly see it in a video like, oh, she's back. I'm trying not to, but who knows if next week all of a sudden she's back. You know... So, anyways, folks, let me know if you guys are in a similar manner or if you have more self-control than me. You know, I think I'm good in a lot of things when it comes to, like, self-control, but there's definitely a few areas in my life where it's just like, no hope. No hope, folks. Anyways, let me know what you think. Are you guys similar? Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.